Hi, welcome to Revive Ministry podcast. By this time, Revive Ministry would have already passed its 100th episode. I just want to thank again all the guests last year plus for being willing to share. As we step into April, um, the theme is embracing the storm towards wellness. I was just, before we truly begin, I want to always add this to those who are listening, who are out there, maybe struggling, maybe know someone. If you are in the U.S., I do encourage you, if you are in crisis, to call this number. It's 1-800-273-8255. It's a National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. I think they do have a text option, and I'm sure you can find it on their website. I'll try to add it into the notes. But before we begin, I just want to talk about storms. Storms are looked at very different ways. When we embrace a storm, or a trial, and it can and will mean different things for different people. And that's the point. We're complex people who have a lot of experience and content that kind of propel us in one way or another. As I mentioned, the word storm, embracing the storm, can spark some memories that are not so savory. The idea is that despite the trial in our lives, the storm, quote unquote, may provide an opportunity to reevaluate our priorities in our lives. In 2020, obviously, by the time this uploads, it'll be April 2021. I encourage you to remember what you have learned. I remember myself. I've learned that I took for granted my face-to-face interactions. It made me prioritize things a little bit differently. It became also very clear, much clearer, that my connections became more valuable because I saw what the potential storm of 2020 could have done. I also found the ability to be bold and confident in the connections because I valued them. I just remember just thinking, as much as, as some of the military would say, we embrace the suck. I was willing to embrace the storm because I saw the value not only in myself, but in others. Most notably, my now wife. There was a lot of ways that I could have talked myself out of it. Didn't matter how big or whatever or posh per se was the wedding that we had in September of 2020. The most important part of all that was the journey, and that I finally had my teammate. Then again, that's my story, and embracing the storm can be seen and felt in different ways for each one of us, and that's the point. Revive Ministries always strives to provide that listening ear for people who want to be heard. I just know from my experience that life is best lived shared. And another anecdote that I remember, and I still believe is true from my experience, is life is best lived, not maintained. And that's a personal journey on what that means to all of us. Live does not mean in the context of my head just to do whatever we want, because we're reminded of how much our connections matter. I've gained more from being selfless than selfish. I was able to share more when I was serving than being served. What were my priorities? Was it to get stuff or connect? We are not islands, as much as we like to say that we are. And there is no level of certainty that is airtight. But it makes it that much more special when you find that moment in your recovery to have that value, to be bold when everyone's saying not to do something. I still, at the very least, I remember I've learned and I accepted that life is best lived shared, whether it's friends, family, or your spouse. No one's perfect. I know I'm not. My wife's not perfect. Each one of us have our faults. But what makes it truly exciting is that we go on this journey together. So I remember this one quote I want to share with you as we wrap up. You cannot protect yourself from sadness without protecting yourself from happiness. Jonathan Safran Foe. And I want to just also say, before I wrap up, the video that's gonna end this vlog is what's to come with Revive Ministries in May, June, and July. So we're always looking for new guests, or if you just to see what we're doing. May is obviously mental health month, but also we're doing some exciting stuff with PTSD and just always focusing on the general aspects of wellness and how that works and how that fits in our minds and how does that fit in our lives. Anyway, I just want to say thank you for all the support. Please stay safe. And as always, thanks for listening.